Hmm. What's a clinician going to do effectively, or make sure they include in their education to the patients about pain that makes for a good interaction and a healthy response?
It's all about relationships. I've had therapists come to me and say, what, I did your stuff. I sat with the patient, told him everything about pain I could, and I'll ask him, tell me about the patient. What's their favorite football team? What's the name of their kids? And I go, I don't know. I say, you don't know your patient. You can strip away whatever you want from knowledge, whatever, but it's a human interaction. You and I know it today as therapeutic alliance, as trust, as empathy, compassion, etc. Jason, when our pain fellows graduate, they get a plaque, they get their certificate, way to go, but they get a plaque, and it's Theodore Roosevelt's quote, and that is, "People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care," which is stunning. I will tell you straight up, when we work with our students and they sit with the patient, I always tell them, if you don't know what to tell them, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, just listen, just be there, because sometimes it's creating that relationship, because it isn't just the transfer of knowledge. Here's a bunch of knowledge of a pain that now done, next person come in. You create a relationship, you got to learn to know, you got to know the patient, the person, and then how does this pertain to their story, their life. And I know it seems silly, but the research is strongly pointing in that direction. You got to create that relationship, and then within that relationship, you give them a better understanding of what's happening to them, what you can do, what they can do, as you work them along the path of recovery.
Do they need to know how smart we are by using big terms and by making it sound real sciencey and clinical?
You're just throwing me a low ball there. You've soft toss, right? The answer is absolutely the opposite, right? We got to take complex things and make it simple. Um,
Hear the entire episode for free on iTunes, Spotify, other favorite podcast players, or go to mechanicalcareforum.com.